What's up, ladies? Hello, hello, hello. Okay, go live here. Okay, let's talk through body recomp, right? How to lose fat and gain muscle at the same time. Now, come on, Instagram, go live. Make sure you're in our free Facebook group. It's called Macro Tracking and Weightlifting for Women. And here we share a ton of free resources, free guides. We have meal plan examples, different food resources. We even have resources with workouts. Like there's so many. So come join us there. Okay. All right, ladies. So a lot of you want to lose lose fat and gain muscle at the same time, which is called body recomposition, right? You're recomping your body. You're changing the composition. This is so good. And a lot of you say, I have belly fat, or, my legs aren't shaping, or I have all this fat that I want to lose. So should I be in maintenance or should I be in a deficit? But if my deficit's not working, do I go to maintenance or what the heck, right? So I'm going to get really clear on where you should truly be in maintenance or in the deficit, what determines that, when you should go to maintenance, and so on. And then I'm also going to share with you when it comes to like your leg development and things like that, why it's so slow and how to fix that. Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay. So the first thing to know is, do you want to lose fat or weight? Okay. This is a great question, but some of you still might be saying, I don't really know, or I don't care about the scale, but I do want to lose all this fat. Okay. If you have more than like 3 to 5 pounds to lose, you really should be in a deficit first, because in maintenance, yes, you are losing fat and gaining muscle at the same time, but you're losing a really slow amount of fat. Okay. And it's great. You certainly tighten up in maintenance for sure. But it's slow. So if you truly have like excess body fat, you really want to go into a deficit first, get all that fat off, and then you want to come up to maintenance. Okay. In a deficit, you should be on the right macros to be preserving as much muscle mass as humanly possible. This is called quality weight loss. Fat loss, right? Quality weight loss equals fat loss. And you do this by, number one, making sure that you're on the right macros to preserve as much muscle mass as possible. So that means, depending on the woman, eating at least 1.8 grams of protein per kilogram of current body weight, and then eating as many carbs as possible. Carbohydrates are what's going to give you maximum amount of energy in the gym, which means you're going to push really hard in your workouts, and then you're going to gain max amounts of muscle mass. Quick thing on this, ladies. The way you gain the most muscle, regardless of what deficit you're in, is not the perfect sets or the perfect reps. Well, number one, it's volume. Where is your volume placed, right? But number two, it's actually going to almost muscle failure or form failure. Proper form is number one above everything, okay? But if you get to the end of your set, and you're like, yeah, I probably could have done a couple more, your weight is not heavier enough. And that's going to seriously inhibit your muscle growth. Okay. There's a lot of research that's been coming out that is those last few reps of like, you're pushing, and it's like you're slowing down. You can barely get that up. You're questioning, am I really going to be able to get this up, right? It's in those last few reps that you're really going to be gaining the most amount of muscle mass. So make sure that you're super duper pushing hard there, okay? If you can do 2 or more reps than what your program is calling for with proper form, you need to increase your weight. If you're not lifting heavy enough, your body is not going to change. This does not mean low rep. This means that whatever rep range you're lifting at, if you're not lifting to your full capacity and pushing hard and hard and hard, you're not going to gain very much muscle, right? Regardless of what phase you're in, deficit or in maintenance. Okay, cool. All right, great. So here's another problem that's happening is a lot of women are saying, okay, I have this belly, right? Or I have this excess fat on me. My deficit's not working. I think I need to increase to maintenance to get all this off. And it's a huge misconception. My language today. It's a huge misconception because they're feeling like they can strip quite a lot of fat off in maintenance. Although, sure, maybe over a very long period of time, yes, you could strip quite a bit of fat off, but the majority of you ladies do need to be in a deficit. So if your goal is fat loss more than a few pounds, you need to be in a deficit. A lot of training programs make a huge mistake, and they bring women in and they put them in maintenance and they say, we need to determine a baseline, or We need to prime you to be able to lose fat because you've been in a deficit for so long. This is a huge mistake and leaves women feeling really frustrated and like they're not making progress because they're not. And so many things, right? And a lot of women say, I don't think I'm eating enough, or I've been in a deficit for years. It's like, well, love, if that were true, you wouldn't have any fat. You know what I mean? We think we're in a deficit. We have our macros set for a deficit, but the lack of compliance pulls you out of that deficit all the time. So you haven't actually been in a deficit for all those years. Therefore, is it really necessary to prime your metabolism to lose fat? In 15 years of training women, I have not seen that. Maybe 2 times, maybe in 15 years of full-time training women, I have seen maybe 2 women actually need a reverse diet because literally they were consistently eating like 1,200 calories. But it is rare that a woman stays compliant at that low of calories because that's hardly any food, right? So it's quite rare. So really it's like, let's get all the fat off, then go up to maintenance and continue to recomp your physique. Okay. I want to show you a couple images. One, I'm going to show you about legs, which I'll talk in just a few minutes. But then this one I want to show you. Let me pull this up. Okay. The reason I want to show you this is because she came in. She's actually still with us. She's literally pre-enrolled until summer of 2029, which I love. She's just like all in. It's the funniest thing. She's like an amazing client. Anyway, so she came in. She was doing F45. I want to say 6 days a week, but it may have been 5 days a week. Tracking her macros. She's like, I got to my goal weight and I don't like what my body looks like. I'm like, okay, no problem. Could she have achieved the right-hand side in maintenance? So she came into the program on the left. 10 weeks into this program, she was on the right. Okay. Could she have achieved that in maintenance? Yes, she absolutely could have. It would have taken time for sure. She's been in this program for a couple of years now, so I can't remember her exact goal when she came in other than I want to feel comfortable in my skin and clothes because I don't feel great, but I'm at like 15% body fat. She's like, what the heck? I'm like, no worries. You just need physique shaping. But I think she must have told me that she wanted to lose a couple of pounds because obviously we put her in a deficit. She wouldn't have lost 7 pounds in maintenance. She would have lost 0 pounds in maintenance, but she would have lost a lot of measurements. Well, how the heck does that happen, right? Body recomp, true body recomp. In maintenance, you're losing fat and you're gaining muscle at the same time. Okay. 2 caveats. Woman says, I'm in maintenance and I feel like I'm plateaued. What's going on? Okay. The first thing, 10 out of 10, it's your lifting program because your body's going to achieve what your lifting program is designed to make it achieve. Okay. So if you're doing general fitness or like I love Les Mills Body Pump, I used to teach it many, many, many years ago. It's great, but it's general fitness. It's not really designed to get you anywhere other than general fitness. Most in-person training, YouTube program, like 98% of fitness programs out there are general fitness. Not that it's bad, but there's a big fat ceiling on it because it's general fitness. And so we hear thousands of times women say, I got to my goal weight and I don't like what my body looks like. Is this all there is? Is this all my body's capable of? It's like, no, love, that's what your program got you, right? So that's what happened to her on the left. We did a short deficit, got 7 pounds off. We do about 1 pound fat loss per week, right, in a deficit. And so about 7 weeks, got all the fat off, increased calories. She's been in maintenance almost the whole time for years. And she's continuing to tighten, continuing to develop muscle, continuing to shape. She has gone in a few mini cuts. Why? Life happens, right? Vacations, you splurge extra on vacations. She broke her wrist doing something completely unrelated to fitness. Just things come up, right, in life. And so sometimes it's like, dang it, I gained 3 pounds back. It's like, girl, no problem. Okay, let's pop back down to the deficit. Let's pull it out, come back up to maintenance because you feel better. It's not about the scale. It has nothing to do with the scale. It's how you feel. We know that. For me, I'm like, oh yeah, I love 149. Why do I love 149 instead of 150? I love 149 because how I feel at 149. And I'm 5'8", because I'm tight at 149. I feel great in my skin and clothes at 149. It has nothing to do with the scale. It's how I feel. If I felt that same at 151, amazing. You know what I mean? And so don't let the scale define you. You define the scale. You decide where you feel absolutely best at. Okay. So could she have lost, let's say she gained 3 pounds. Could she have lost those 3 pounds of fat in maintenance? Yes, the scale would have stayed the same because in maintenance, the scale does not go down. Your measurements go down because you're becoming a tighter, more fit version of yourself, but the scale stays the same. So how on earth could she lose the 3 pounds, but the scale stays the same? She gains 3 pounds of muscle. You see what I'm saying? Body recomp. But it takes a lot of time. And it takes pushing super hard in your lift, and it takes having the right lift. So if you feel like you're plateaued in maintenance, look at your lifting routine in that case, okay? Another way you'd feel plateaued or like you're gaining in maintenance is because in a deficit, let's say that you're not compliant with your macros, you have grace period, grace space, I should say, right? Because in a deficit, if you overeat, you might bring yourself to maintenance or a shorter deficit. But if you're in maintenance and you overeat, you push into a surplus, which now you're gaining weight. You see what I'm saying? There is so much mindset in maintenance, and a huge issue that women have of why they cannot master maintenance and why they cannot master body recomp outside of their lifting routine is because you're essentially all the beautiful habits, hopefully, that you learned in a deficit, they're supposed to carry with you through maintenance, although you have more food, you have more space to play, right? But what happens is women are like, I look and feel amazing and I get to eat all this food. I'm in maintenance now. I can get complacent. And it's not that they're trying to by any means, but just naturally we feel so good. Our pain point is gone. There's no fat. We feel freaking awesome, right? And so it's too easy to get complacent and go back into those bad habits. Boom, the weight comes back on. Now you're doing the cycle again. This is why, ladies, it's so vital to learn the right habits in a deficit, in the reverse diet, and become, I say that all the time, become, right? So then in maintenance, you can continue to maintain it, right? And eventually you can stop tracking macros and still maintain your results. All right, cool. Macros are a great fallback, right? So let's say that you got all the fat off, increased calories to maintenance, crushing maintenance, like you do so good, you're in maintenance for like 6 months, you decide to wean off macros. Let's say you don't track macros for a year. After that year, maybe you've gained like 2 pounds, no problem. Track macros again for like a month, it'll all come off, boom, refresh your habits, right? So macros are kind of like a way to just kind of quickly refresh your habits. Okay, cool. Now, here is another problem I see women make that they don't realize they're making, which makes total sense. And I'll share a bit of the mindset reason why. And I want you to know that, yes, I am straight and to the point. I'm prior active duty military. Okay. So partly comes from that. But I've also been coaching a really long time. So if I say things and if they kind of push your buttons, like your emotional buttons, recognize where I'm coming from. And where I'm coming from is to serve you and to help you. And a lot of times we don't have awareness over things. And that's why I'm here to be like a mirror in a lot of ways for you ladies, but only in a really, 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 really positive way. So never any shame. So sometimes when we gain awareness, we like feel bad about it. No reason to feel bad about it. It's so beautiful because awareness is the first step to change. Okay, for sure. Okay, so another problem that ladies have is they underestimate how much weight they actually need to lose to feel and look amazing. And when I say look amazing, yeah, when you're confident in your skin and when you're toned and when you feel good, your inner woman is so confident and changes so much and feels so amazing, right? So you're able to say yes to more opportunities. You put yourself out there more, you live out your full potential, right? So a lot of women, they're like, oh, maybe I need to lose 10 pounds, but in reality, they could probably lose like 20, 25, right? I've had several clients actually, they get to a certain weight and they're like, or get close to the weight and they're like, I think I'm good. I think I'm good here. Or like, maybe 5 more pounds. And I'm like, why? Why do you want to stop? Just out of curiosity, you do you do what you feel absolutely best at, because that's it, right? That's the best thing where you feel absolutely best at. For some women, that is going to be heavier. For some women, that's going to be lighter. Who cares, right? It's where you feel your best at. But what I've actually found, I'm not kidding you 100% of the time, was that they didn't even think they could get to that initial goal in the first place. So it's like crazy for them to even say a lower number. How dare they even think that? That's what they think to themselves. Like, I don't know about that. I don't think that's for me. It's like, whoa, why not? Let's go explore it. Let's go see how you feel at that, more fit, more toned. And all of them are like, oh, wow, I love it here. I didn't even know I could get this far. I'm like, girl, you can go however far you want, right? But it's mindset. Ladies, I say all the time, you can't take your body somewhere your mind hasn't gone. That's part of the reason, right? There's so much more mindset than women realize. So to circle back, sometimes women underestimate how much they really need to lose to actually feel their best and to actually be where they want to be. And so they stay in maintenance thinking they can achieve it in maintenance. But in reality, it's like, okay, let's go into the deficit to pull the fat off first, then increase you to maintenance, then continue to tighten and shape and change and do all the things, okay? All right, I want to show you another picture really quick, totally in maintenance, because a lot of women also say, which I totally get, my legs are taking forever. Why aren't my legs toning up? My upper body looks good. I feel really good. I feel really healthy, but my legs are just not changing. Two things. One, your lifting program. It goes back to this all the dang time. It's your lifting program. Physique shaping is everything. I got down to about 15% body fat years and years and years ago when I was an in-person trainer. I was teaching Les Mills body pump, and I was on the Olympic weightlifting team at Oregon State, and I was doing traditional weightlifting as well. And I got down to 15% body fat as well. And I was like, why don't I look better? Like, I'm strong and I'm healthy and I'm fit, but I just feel I felt a little manly. I'll be honest. I didn't feel like that feminine energy. I didn't feel sexy. I felt jacked and that's fine. But I was confused, but I had never heard of physique shape. I had never experienced that before. And then years down the road, when I lived in Korea for the Army, my eyes were open to physique shaping, and I had abs for the first time in my adult life at 15% body fat. I barely had them. And then suddenly with physique shaping, I was a higher percent body fat, and I was like, why do I look so good? Why is my body so shredded? Why do I have curves in the right places now? Like, what the heck is this? And then I was like, oh my gosh, every woman needs to know this because it's so radically, radically different from traditional weightlifting, right? So that's partly why your legs are not coming in. The other part though, honestly, it's getting down to a low enough body fat percentage, and of course building muscle, but it's getting down to a low enough body fat percentage because as women, we typically hold weight in our hips and our thighs and a lot of times in our low belly, right? We can't spot reduce, but we can train. We can train and push out. One more mistake that women make that I'll share before I pull up this photo is women now on the opposite end of the spectrum say, I need to get more lean. I need to get more lean. They're so freaking lean. There's like no body fat left. And they're like, I need to get more lean to have the shape and the muscle mass and all the things that I want. I'm like, honey, no, we need to build out now. Oops. We need to build out, right? So it's really such a fine line because it's hard when we're looking at ourselves, right? For sure. Oh my gosh, I still deal with this. Okay. Not to the same degree, but it's like, how you see it is so different, right? And so if you're super lean and very fit and have low body fat, and you're like, man, I'm still chasing that shape, I'm still chasing that body, you need to go to maintenance and you need to build. Let me repeat those last few reps at the end of every single set. If you are not going almost failure, so here's a shoulder press, right? You're down. If you're not going all the way, right? You're not lifting hard enough. You're not lifting heavy enough. If you have the same, cool, I'm pumping out these reps, boom, I got 10. All right, next set. You're going to really struggle to build muscle and really struggle to build shape because you're not pushing yourself hard enough. When I'm saying lift heavier, only with proper form. When I'm saying that, it's not lowering your reps. It's not physically lifting heavier for that exercise. It's lifting heavier because you're capable of lifting heavier at that rep scheme. You see what I'm saying? Big difference. Let me know if you have questions on that, okay? All right, let me pull up this photo. I need to share a different tab, so give me 2 secs. This is actually our coach, one of our trainers here, Shelby. So something that I do, it's a little bit hard to see, so let me go like this. The screen should change in a second. Oh, no. Sorry, ladies. Hold on a second. It's so annoying. It just wants me to share. Oh, here we go. Let me do window. Okay. This is how she came to us. Something that I do at Queens of Iron is all the trainers go through Queens of Iron protocol, all of them, because number one, I want you to look and feel your best, and I want you to be a leader. And case in point, right? So anyway, that was, when was that? Let me grab that date. What can y'all see right now? Okay, cool. So that was December 17th of 2023. And I want you to look at her legs. Her legs, you can kind of tell here. My freaking screen right now, you guys. Hold on one second. Because I want to be able to move my mouse and have you see it. Okay. So you can see she kind of has like a triangle with her leg, right? She's very fit, stunning, right? She's doing an incredible job. She has great muscle mass, all the things. She's a professional horseback rider. But you can see her leg is like a triangle. And this is how women say all the time, why don't my legs look better? Why aren't my legs defining? I'm like, because you need physique shape. I'll tell you that time and time and time again for the rest of your life. So obviously she's been training. Now I want you to see, obviously she looks way different. So she's 6 foot, you guys, this is amazing. She's so shredded. Her waist is freaking tiny. It's like 68 centimeters. But if you notice, the angle is a little, let me pull up this one because the angle is just a little bit better. You can see now her legs are like rectangles. You can see her muscles bulging out on the side here, her muscles bulging out on the side here. She definitely lost fat here without a doubt. She's tightening up on the inside. So now she has rectangles. This wasn't even that long, right? So how long has she been with us? 1.5 years. So, I mean, I guess it's a little bit, right? In terms of weightlifting, it's not that long. So what was the difference? Oh, she did this in maintenance. Complete. She's the exact same weight from this picture. Let me go back and find the other one. This picture, okay, to this picture. She has the exact same weight. She has way less belly fat. She's a lot stronger here. Her legs are completely different shape. You see that? Her legs are completely different shape. How freaking awesome is that? You know, what's been so cool for her is she's like, people used to tell me all the time how skinny I was. And now people keep saying, dang, you're strong. I'm like, oh, that's amazing. That's such a good compliment. All of that in maintenance. Why did she achieve that in maintenance? Number one, she pushes really hard in the gym. Number two, she has physique shaping. And of course, number three, she's hitting her macros. Is she perfect every single day? No, because we're not perfect robots. And some women are like, oh, I just need to tighten up my nutrition. Sure, you may, right? Oh, I just need to give my weightlifting routine longer, or I just need to build more muscle. It's like, no, that's not the case. You need a plan that fits your goal. You know what I'm saying? And so, gosh, you guys, the right lifting routine is such a huge piece of it. So anyway, she stayed the same weight, but for sure lost quite a bit of fat. And actually, why don't I'm sure she won't mind. I already asked her. I'm like, can I share all your stuff? Let me pull up her metrics because let's see how much she lost. Oh, 66 centimeters. Okay, so she started, so she lost about 4.5 centimeters off her waist, which is significant. 66 is a tiny freaking waist. Tiny. Low, and granted, you guys, she was super lean when she came to us, right? So let's say 79, 80-ish. Yeah, now she's at 76.5 in maintenance. Okay. Those are just two areas, the waist and the low belly, right? The hips, the thigh, there's so many things. And again, her weight is the exact same. There's so much that can happen in maintenance. But if your belly's kind of hanging over, or if you have like a lot of jiggles, let's go into a deficit first. Let's pull some of that excess fat off, and have the right macros to preserve as much muscle mass as possible. Then come up to maintenance, right? On the right deficit, ladies, you guys should be losing about 1 pound per week. Yes, compliance is a thing. Yes, there's going to be a lot of learning and habits and things like that. But in reality, when you are practicing the right habits as best you can, and when you do have the right macros, your deficit doesn't have to take very long. Let's just get all that fat off, increase calories, then start to really build and shape your body in maintenance, because so much beautiful body recomposition can happen, but it needs to wait until the right time. Okay, so I hope this video helped you understand when is the right time and what needs to be in place for true quality body recomp to happen. Because just because you're in maintenance does not ensure body recomp in the slightest. In the slightest. You have to have all those little pieces in place, or it'll feel like you're spinning your wheels. Okay. Now, if you want to talk through, okay, here's what I'm doing nutritionally. Here's what my lifting program is set for. Is this right? Is this going to get me body recomp, or am I doing the right thing for my body? You can comment audit and I'll reach out. We'll talk through it. Tell me everything you have going on. Tell me your goals. And I'll be like, okay, This is good. This is good. This one needs a little tweak. Do this here. Okay, you need a little tweak here. Do this here. I'm happy to help you with that because we shouldn't have to struggle. We shouldn't have to guess. We shouldn't have to not know. You can achieve anything you freaking want to achieve. Seriously. Seriously, take that to heart. For you in the back, you can achieve anything you want to achieve, and it doesn't take more willpower. It doesn't. It takes mindset shifts, small. They don't have to be scary. Some of them might be a little scary, but in a good way. You need mindset shifts. You need the right plan, and then you need to enjoy the process. Not give it more time if it's not working. Don't give something more time if it's not working. Change your strategy. Change what you're doing. We know the definition of insanity. You know what I mean? Change the strategy. You can, got you, Carol. You can achieve whatever you want to achieve. Got you, Bridget. Awesome. I'll reach out to you guys in a little bit. Yay, I'm so excited. I love helping women have the right plan. Oh my gosh. You know why? Because I had the wrong one for so long. And I didn't feel good in my body. Got your Roxanne. I didn't feel good in my body for so long. And I vividly remember what that felt like. And I never want to leave another woman to feel like that. Like, what the heck? I'm here to help you and serve you and support you in every possible way that I can. I do not say that lightly, okay? All right, ladies, amazing. I'm going to go do some mobility. Something we're bringing into the program right now hugely is mobility. Of course, it's so important for us in life as we age, all the things. But I also want to help women learn how to be a bit more playful with their body because yes, physique shaping and strength and all that is insanely vital, but dare I say mobility is just as important, right? Because we need to be able to freely move. And when we learn how to be a little bit more playful in our body, we're able to relax more and have a bit more stress freedom and have a bit more anxiety freedom because we have this like really unique outlet, you know? So I'm going to go take some time to do that and film for clients and just kind of start on this, I think I should say like kind of new branch of Queens of Iron, but it's going to be like integrated into one. So super excited for that. So, okay, cool, ladies. Thank you for being here. I hope this was so helpful and I will talk to you very soon.